Hi friends, it's Peggy Noe from PrettyPaperCards.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I'm here today to show you a pretty card from one of our brand new stamp sets that will be in the Sale-a-Bration catalog beginning January 5th, 2021. This will only be available for 2 months, all of January and all of February, beginning January 5th. And it is free with a $100 order. But it's so pretty, I want to show it to you because I think it's going to be one of the most popular items. It's called A Touch of Ink, and it's a 2-step stamp set that has a hummingbird, a leaf, cluster of leaves, a floral image, and a butterfly, along with plenty of other plenty of sentiments and even a little dot stamp, which is so much fun, and a little leaf. So this is going to be a great stamp set, and I have a pretty card made for you today that I thought we'd make together. And it's this beautiful thanks card. It's not even using the hummingbird or the butterfly. I haven't had enough time to play with them, but it's just using the 2-step stamps of the floral and the leaf image and the little dots, and I'm going to show you a little paper technique along the way. So we're going to start with an 8.5 by 5.5 piece of soft seafoam cardstock. It's a beautiful soft green, and we're going to add to it a 4-inch by 5.25 piece of gorgeous grape cardstock. And what we're going to do with this piece is that we're going to angle it just to give a little more interest to our card. So it doesn't look ordinary, but it just gives a little interest. So in order to angle it, you put the corners, top and bottom, as far as you can get, like that, at the top and the bottom, and it will do itself. We're going to just angle that. Now the second piece is going to be a whisper white piece, which is 5 inches by 3 3/4, and we will angle that the opposite direction when we put that on. But first we need to stamp it. So I'm going to bring in just a scratch paper, and this is just plain whisper white, and we're going to actually use these beautiful stamps. So we're going to start with some Sahara sand ink. This is going to give a nice outline to our stamp. And we're going to start with the leaf stamp. And we're just going to stamp it in the left corner of our whisper white piece. And I'm going to angle it into the corner like that. Now this is a photopolymer stamp, which needs some padding, and I have 2 different desk pads under here. So if you use these stamps, any photopolymer stamps, you need to be sure to have padding under there so you get a good imprint. Now this is our floral stamp, and I'm going to come in here and try to get it right on that, make the stems come together, just kind of like that. And then I'm going to tip this just a hair bit more and just come in with a few more flowers down underneath. Okay, there we go. Now we need to fill in with our second step of our 2-step stamps. And for this, we're going to need our Granny Apple Green is the color I'm going to use for the leaves. Granny Apple Green ink. I love this green. And here's the stamp that fills in the leaves. And once you ink it up and you hold it over the stamp, you get an idea of how it works, because so this has 3 leaves, and here you see 3 blobs. And you just kind of hold it over. It's not going to be exact. It's meant to be a watercolor look. And there you go. So if you're a perfectionist, this might not be the stamp set for you, but this is the look that it's supposed to have. Now we're going to fill in our flowers, and for that we're going to use Highland Heather ink. And here's the second step flower stamp, and for this one I want it even a little bit lighter than Highland Heather, so I'm going to stamp off once, and then I'm going to stamp on the image. And this is the little two, well, those are actually leaves, but I think they're buds. And we're just going to hover over that and then press down. And we're going to do the same thing just with that little bit there. Let's see how we can get that to work. Just hover over. Yep. It isn't exact, but it's totally okay. That's the way it's supposed to look. And just to add a little depth, I'm going to come in with one of our Stampin' Blend alcohol markers. This is the dark, rich Razzleberry, and I'm going to use the pointed end as opposed to the brush end. And I'm just going to give a little, on their little stamen, I think they are, the little insides there, I'm just going to give a little dot because it just kind of adds a little depth there. Now, my favorite part, I love little dot stamps. I really do. They're so much fun because they just add interest to your card. And I'm going to use these mostly full strength, and I'm just going to go around and arbitrarily stamp them around my images, just to give some, just a little bit of, you know, activity. And you can even, you know, just stamp off a little bit there. Okay, there's our card. Now what we're going to do is go ahead and we'll adhere it to our card base. But before we do, I'm going to show you a little technique. So we're going to do a little distressing, a little something to the corners. I don't even know what you call it, but I'm going to curl up each of the corners. And then after I curl them up, I'm going to curl them down with a bone folder. And that begins to separate the papers. Don't pull too hard or you'll pull the corner off, and we don't want to do that. So we just put the paper between your fingers and the bone folder, and it just softens the fibers a little bit. And we'll do that on all four corners. This is kind of a different little technique. And then we're going to do something with with each of the corners. I'll show you. So let's see if we've got this enough. Now, after you work with the corners enough, you see they start to separate. It's the way the paper is made. Can you see that? And we're just going to pull the paper apart a little bit, just a little. On each corner, I'm going to put my bone folder down because I think I've got it done correctly. Just pull those little corners apart. You can kind of see how the paper was made, right? Two pieces adhered, glued together, or somehow put together. I don't know really how they do it. And if your corners don't come apart, you just work them a little bit more with the bone folder. So there's 3. And we want them all to turn forward toward the stamped side. And here is number 4. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to fold each corner down and back and just give it a little bit of a fold like that. And it doesn't have to be perfect at all. This is a place where you can just say, it is what it is, and just enjoy doing it. And just press down. You could use a bone folder to get it to stay. So fold back and then forward a little bit. And it just gives the corners a little interesting kind of treatment. I like to show you new things that you might not have seen before. And I like to do new things on my cards. So now we're going to adhere this again with glue, multi-purpose glue, at an angle, a little different angle, the opposite angle that we adhered our gorgeous grape cardstock. So let's see. Again, the corners going in, hitting the edge like that. already it has a fun, kind of exciting look, doesn't it? It has a little action. It looks like a little bit of action. And now what we're going to do, I am going to use some dies that I really, really like. They are the well-written dies from Stampin' Up. There are 24 of them. I see there's just so many I can hardly even fit them on this magnet card here. And they say all kinds of things. There's mine, I've even had to write the words on the back so that I know what my cards are saying, what my dies are saying. And let's see if I can find the die that I was going to use for this. Now it's disappeared. Well, let's see what other one we can use. We'll go with thanks, the same as my sample. I was going to use happy for happy birthday, but I'm not locating it right offhand. So we're going to pull out our adorable mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. It is crazy cute, this little mini guy. And I think if you haven't seen it before, you are going to love it. Look how small it is. The plates that come with it, all the plates come with it, and they're about the size of my hand. Let me hold it down here. Maybe you can see it a little bit more. This little adorable machine is available starting on January 5th from Stampin' Up, the mini machine, the mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. And oh boy, is it so cute. So what we're going to do, it comes with these adorable little plates, and they're numbered. So we have plate 1, one of plate 2. We put our image in here and our die. And then we put our other plate 2 on top, like that. And let me put in the right direction, and we just run that little guy right through our machine. You must get one of these. You just must. It's so cute because you can keep it right next to you. I keep it right next to me on my workstation. And most of the dies that we cut fit in the little mini machine. So here we go, and here is our cute little word thanks. So let's get our card back, and we're going to put our thanks right up here. I think right there. There's a little bit of cardstock stuck in there. We'll get that out. And we're going to use multi-purpose glue again on the back. And I have a little hint for you with this. You just put a little bit, just dots, and rub it so that it's just a very thin layer on every letter, and not even on every single corner of it. Just kind of arbitrarily like that. And the secret to this is to let it set up a few minutes. Let it just sit in your hands, maybe not even a few minutes, maybe just 1 minute, because then it will adhere a lot better for you. Okay, I'm just going to take the time to put my glue cap on and just relax a minute while I hold this before we actually put it on. And one thing to remember is because your card is at an angle, we want to try to put our sentiment straight. And that can be a bit challenging. But if you keep in mind the base of the card, I think it'll work. So we're just going to do it like that. And I think that's pretty close to even. And that went on with no problem, and just don't touch it for a few minutes. Now another product I'm going to show you, a brand new product, which is another one of my favorites, is the Pastel Pearls. This is not to do with Sale-a-Bration. This is in the January to June mini catalog from Stampin' Up for 2021. And these are called Pastel Pearls. Do you see how beautiful these are? Look at these colors. Aren't they gorgeous? This, I believe, is soft seafoam. I'm not 100% sure. But either one of these two colors would look great on our card. I don't want to use the darker because I think that is gorgeous grape, and I don't want to conflict with my word here. So I think I'm going to use the Highland Heather. Beautiful pearls. They're big. They're gorgeous. You just want to eat them up. They're so beautiful. I mean, not literally, but they are really something. And we'll just put 3 around like that. And there's our card. Now let's stamp our envelope, and We also have the inside of our card. I thought I had an extra envelope here, but maybe I don't. Maybe I just got the inside. So to do the inside, we're going to have to use our same method. I like to put a little something on the inside of my card. So we're going to start again, if you remember, with the Sahara Sand ink to get the outline of our flowers, like that. And then we're going to use our Highland Heather ink to fill in the second step of the two-step stamps. And I would say, because this, let's get this lined up before I say anything else. I want to concentrate here to get that little guy lined up. Pretty close, pretty close. Now, because this card base is soft seafoam, you technically could write on this and you don't really need an inside panel, but I like to put an inside panel in here. I just think it looks more finished. So I'm just going to put some thin glue here. Wait a minute, that was the wrong glue. This is the one that I've been going through glue so fast, I don't know about you. I just got a whole bunch more glue because I do use a lot of it. And I like to be able to move my pieces around just for one short minute, if you know what I mean, after I put them down, just like that. Okay, so there's our inside, and here's our outside. I really, really like this card. I love this stamp set, and I hope you're going to put this on your wish list. If you don't have the mini catalog, here's the mini catalog. I can't show you the insides until January 5th, but I can show you the outsides, and I can show you the items that I've received. So if you don't have these catalogs and you want them, and you don't have a demonstrator, email me at Peggy@prettypapercards.com, and I will make sure that you get a copy of both of these catalogs. And there's our darling card that we made. And if you want to remember the name of the set, it's A Touch of Ink in the Sale-a-Bration catalog. So thank you so much for stopping by today, and I hope you have a really great week. Bye-bye.